In 1900, Newton was a growing suburban community, blending residential life with emerging commerce. Its streets and homes reflected the expansion of American cities, illustrating the balance between urban development and the appeal of quieter, organized neighborhoods at the turn of the century. In 1900, Victoria in Chicago reflected the city's vibrant urban culture. Whether a building, venue, or street scene, it showcased the energy of a rapidly growing metropolis, highlighting the commercial, social, and architectural developments shaping early 20th century Chicago. In 1901, the Savannah riverfront thrived as a hub of commerce and activity. Warehouses, docks, and bustling streets reflected the city's role in trade and transportation, capturing the rhythm of daily life along one of the South's most historic and vital waterways. In 1909, Hotel Fowler stood as a prominent destination for travelers and visitors. Its architecture and services reflected early 20th century hospitality, offering comfort and luxury while symbolizing the growth and modernization of urban accommodations during that era. In 1910, bellboys reflected the era's entertainment and social culture. Whether a performance group or local attraction, it highlighted the role of music, theater, and public amusement in shaping community life and leisure in the early 20th century. In 1900, the stagecoach remained a vital mode of transportation, connecting towns and cities across the country. Its presence reflected the transition between traditional travel methods and modern innovations, illustrating the enduring role of horse-drawn conveyances in early 20th century America. In 1905, We Are Here captured a moment of presence and identity within a changing society. Whether a gathering, photograph, or movement, it reflected the ways communities asserted themselves and documented their place in early 20th century America. In 1908, the Walker Block stood as a prominent commercial building, housing businesses and offices in a bustling urban center. Its architecture and activity reflected the growth of American cities and the increasing importance of organized commercial spaces in the early 20th century. In 1903, Ride Like the Wind captured the thrill of speed and motion. Whether through sport, transportation, or performance, it reflected early 20th century fascination with progress, innovation, and the exhilaration of movement in an era of technological and social change. In 1958, 833rd stood as a notable address within a growing urban landscape. Its presence reflected post-war development, commercial activity, and the modernization of city life, illustrating how mid-20th century America balanced expansion with everyday urban living. In 1958, How You Get the Girls reflected the era's popular culture and social norms. Whether a song, performance, or publication, it captured mid-20th century attitudes toward romance, entertainment, and youth, offering insight into the values and leisure of the time. In 1958, Midtown Modern exemplified contemporary architectural trends and urban development. Its design and presence reflected post-war optimism, technological advancement, and the transformation of cityscapes as American cities embraced modernism and mid-century progress. In 1912, Climax Loco captured the excitement and innovation of early rail travel. Whether a locomotive or event, it reflected the era's fascination with speed, engineering, and the transformative impact of railroads on transportation and daily life. In 1907, New York Stories captured the dynamic life of the city. From bustling streets to iconic architecture, it reflected the energy, diversity, and rapid growth of early 20th century New York, offering a glimpse into the everyday experiences shaping urban America. In 1910, Annex 5 served as an extension of a larger building or complex, supporting growing commercial or institutional activity. Its presence reflected early 20th century urban expansion and the increasing demand for organized spaces in rapidly developing cities. In 1905, the Manitou was a notable destination, likely celebrated for its natural beauty or recreational appeal. It reflected the era's interest in leisure, travel, and the appreciation of scenic landscapes in early 20th century American life. In 1905, the government dock served as a vital hub for trade and transportation. Ships, workers, and cargo highlighted the importance of waterways in commerce, reflecting the role of maritime infrastructure in supporting urban growth and economic activity in early 20th century America. In 1903, Calling All Cats reflected the playful and performative culture of the era. Whether a show, publication, or event, It captured early 20th century entertainment trends, highlighting humor, social gatherings, and the lighter side of urban life. In 1943, Gallup was a center of activity shaped by the demands of World War II. Its communities, industries, and transportation networks reflected the nation's mobilization, illustrating how small cities contributed to the broader wartime effort. In mid-10th century America, in 1943, railroad flats provided housing closely linked to nearby rail lines, reflecting the era's industrial workforce needs. These residences highlighted the connection between transportation, labor, and community life during World War II. In mid-20th century America, in 1943, the Eighth Way reflected the ideas, movements, or practices emerging during a time of global conflict. Its presence captured aspects of daily life, social organization, or cultural expression, illustrating mid-20th century American experiences amid World War II. In 1943, Trini and Molly reflected the social and cultural life of wartime America. Whether performers, public figures, or everyday citizens, they illustrated how communities found connection, entertainment, and resilience during the challenges of World War II. In 1943, Fairfield Shipyard was a crucial hub of wartime industry, producing vessels to support the Allied effort. Its workforce and operations reflected America's mobilization during World War II and the vital role of shipbuilding in the nation's industrial and military strength. In 1935, Underwar reflected the cultural and artistic explorations of the interwar period. Whether a publication, performance, or artwork, it captured the era's engagement with social change, innovation, and the shifting moods of mid-1930s society. In 1943, Tete Tete reflected moments of personal connection and conversation amid the backdrop of World War II. Whether a photograph, performance, or social scene, it captured the ways individuals maintained intimacy and communication during a turbulent era. In 1943, Midnight Lunch captured the rhythms of wartime life, reflecting the long hours and dedication of workers during World War II. Scenes of late-night meals highlighted both the demands of industry and the resilience of communities, supporting the war effort. In 1947, the Tucker Torpedo emerged as an innovative automobile, showcasing advanced engineering and futuristic design. Its development reflected post-war optimism, technological ambition, and the American spirit of innovation in the rapidly evolving automotive industry. In 1943, train stationery captured a moment at a wartime railway hub. The scene reflected the essential role of rail transport in moving troops, goods, and civilians, illustrating how railways sustained daily life and supported the Allied effort during World War II. In 1943, Ladies Who Launch highlighted the vital contributions of women to the wartime workforce, showcasing female labor in shipyards, factories, or other industries. It reflected the shifting roles and resilience of women supporting the World War II effort. In 1943, Mason's Cafe served as a gathering place for community and conversation. Amid the challenges of World War II, its patrons and atmosphere reflected daily life, social connections, and the ways Americans maintained normalcy during a turbulent era. In 1908, Motor City Center stood at the heart of Detroit's growing automotive industry, bustling with factories, offices, and commerce. It reflected the city's emergence as a hub of innovation, manufacturing, and urban development in the early 20th century. In 1908, the Gaiety was a lively venue for entertainment, drawing audiences to performances and social events. Its popularity reflected early 20th century urban leisure culture, showcasing the era's appetite for theater, music, and public amusement. In 1908, Michiganada captured the energy of Michigan's growing cities and communities. Whether a publication, event, or landmark, it reflected early 20th century social, cultural, and economic life, highlighting the state's development and the everyday experiences of its residents. In 1913, Motorama showcased the excitement and innovation of the burgeoning automotive industry, featuring vehicles, demonstrations, and public displays. It reflected early 20th century fascination with technology, speed, and the transformative impact of automobiles on American life. In 1902, And Through the Woods captured the beauty and mystery of natural landscapes. Whether a photograph, artwork, or literary work, it reflected early 20th century appreciation for nature, leisure, and the ways people engaged with the outdoors. In 1902, River City reflected the bustling life of a community shaped by waterways. Streets, docks, and businesses illustrated how rivers supported commerce, transportation, and daily activity, highlighting the central role of waterways in early 20th century urban development. In 1902, parts and labor captured the industrious spirit of early 20th century America. Workshops, factories, and workers illustrated the growing importance of manufacturing, craftsmanship, and organized labor in shaping urban economies and daily life. In 1902, the Duluth Federal Building stood as a symbol of civic authority and federal presence. Its architecture and operations reflected the city's growth and the role of government in public affairs during the early 20th century. In 1910, Schenley Park served as a popular urban green space, offering recreation, leisure, and natural beauty to city residents. Its landscapes and pathways reflected early 20th century efforts to balance urban growth with public parks and communal outdoor life. In 1950, Madman reflected post-war culture and societal tensions. Whether a performance, publication, or cultural reference, it captured the anxieties, attitudes, and evolving entertainment of mid-20th century America. In 1935, the PRR, or Pennsylvania Railroad, remained a vital artery of transportation. Its trains, stations, and infrastructure reflected the importance of rail travel in connecting cities, supporting commerce, and shaping daily life during the mid-1930s. In 1906, Lomi Beans stood as a notable figure or landmark, reflecting the social, cultural, or economic life of the era. Its presence highlighted early 20th century American communities and the individuals or institutions that shaped them. In 1910, temperance drinks gained popularity as alternatives to alcoholic beverages, reflecting the growing influence of the temperance movement. Sodas, herbal tonics, and other non-alcoholic refreshments illustrated early 20th century social reform, health trends, and changing consumer habits. In 1905, Mossy Manse stood as a distinctive residence, notable for its architecture and setting. Its presence reflected early 20th century domestic life, showcasing the styles, craftsmanship, and residential character of the era. In 1900, the Duval County Courthouse stood as a center of law and civic authority. Its architecture and operations reflected the governance, public affairs, and judicial processes that shaped community life at the turn of the 20th century. In 1905, Main Street, USA was a bustling hub of commerce and daily life. Shops, pedestrians, and street activity reflected the character of early 20th century towns, illustrating the economic, social, and cultural rhythms of American community life. In 1900, Forsyth Street was a busy urban thoroughfare, lined with shops, businesses, and homes. Its activity reflected the growth and dynamism of early 20th century city life, illustrating the rhythms of commerce, transportation, and daily life. In 1896, CRIP 908 referred to a locomotive or rail car active during a period of rapid railroad expansion. Its operation reflected the importance of rail transportation in connecting cities, supporting commerce, and shaping everyday life at the close of the 19th century. In 1901, Zephyr Chills was a popular remedy for fever and illness, reflecting early 20th century approaches to health and medicine. Its use highlighted the era's reliance on patent medicines and commercial treatments for everyday ailments. In 1937, Capital Transit operated as a key public transportation system, moving passengers efficiently through the city. Its streetcars and buses reflected the modernization of urban transit and the vital role of mass transportation in mid-20th century American life. In 1937, Beached captured a scene of stranded vessels or marine life, reflecting the challenges of coastal and maritime activity. The image highlighted human interaction with waterways and the environmental or economic impacts of such events in the mid-20th century. In 1970, Head of the Class reflected the culture of education and youth achievement. Whether a photograph, publication, or event, it highlighted academic excellence, student life, and the social values surrounding learning during the early 1970s. In 1975, That 70s Guy captured the style, culture, and social attitudes of the decade. Whether a publication, performance, or cultural reference, it reflected the trends, humor, and everyday life that defined mid-1970s America. In 1940, Poor Baby captured a moment of vulnerability or hardship, reflecting the social realities of the era, whether a photograph, publication, or performance. It illustrated the human experiences and challenges faced by Americans on the eve of World War II. In 1940, the Cotton Carnival celebrated the region's cotton industry and community spirit. Parades, floats, and festivities highlighted local culture, commerce, and pride, reflecting how agricultural heritage shaped social life and civic identity in mid-20th century America. In 1901, unimproved, captured land or property in its natural or undeveloped state. The scene reflected early 20th century urban expansion and the contrast between untouched landscapes and the rapid growth of cities and infrastructure. In 1900, Four Loko referred to a locomotive or rail car operating during a period of rapid industrial and transportation growth. Its presence highlighted the importance of railroads in connecting communities, supporting commerce, and shaping daily life at the turn of the century. In 1949, Mrs. Claus reflected the era's popular culture and holiday traditions. Whether in advertising, media, or public events, she embodied mid-20th century notions of family, festivity, and the celebration of Christmas in post-war America. In 1944, Noel Iola represented individual or community life amid the backdrop of World War II. Their presence highlighted the experiences, roles, and resilience of Americans navigating daily life during a period of national and global upheaval. In 1922, Festivus reflected the lively social and cultural atmosphere of the early Roaring Twenties. Celebrations, gatherings, or public events highlighted the era's emphasis on leisure, community, and the optimism of post-World War I America. In 1925, an office Christmas party captured the growing tradition of workplace celebrations. Festive decorations, gatherings, and camaraderie reflected early 20th century social customs, highlighting how Americans combined professional life with seasonal leisure and communal cheer. In 1951, The Third Man emerged as a landmark film, reflecting post-war Europe's tension and intrigue. Its cinematography, narrative, and atmosphere captured the era's mood, exploring themes of morality, survival, and reconstruction in the shadow of World War II. In 1910, the CB&Q, or Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad, played a vital role in connecting cities and transporting goods across the Midwest. Its trains and infrastructure reflected the importance of railroads in commerce, travel, and the growth of early 20th century America. In 1949, Boss Hogg reflected the era's cultural fascination with authority, power, or larger-than-life personalities. Whether a character, publication, or event, it captured mid-20th century attitudes toward leadership, influence, and social dynamics in post-war America.